so stupid that I'm here right now. Seriously, a fucking werewolf? Spencer said that to himself as soon as he stepped inside the cop cruiser. There is something special about it being right, and as an author of fiction, he loves to explore the impossible. Questioning facts with fantasy. That's what he lives for. A beast of myth such as a walking, living, and breathing lycanthrope lived in these woods. It'd be the find of a century. On the other hand, if a beast born from the depths of Hades roamed the trees and brush calling a home, claiming it as his kingdom, he's gonna be in some deep shit considering it's already killed. As much as he would love to imagine it would be likened to Scott Howard in Teen Wolf, he's already been proven wrong. Michael J. Fox wouldn't have torn Ollie to pieces. The cruiser pulls up to Oliver's driveway when Kenneth comes to a complete stop. Police tape blocks the road. Shifting the vehicle into park, Ken turns to Spencer and says, "We're gonna have to walk. You gonna be okay?" "Yes. I've walked before." "I meant, Dick, with Oliver's death and whatnot. Is Ollie still here?" "Of course not. Then let's get this shit over with. Let's go meet the wolf man." You don't believe me? But you will. The headlights switch off and the engine dies as Spencer steps out. Kenneth is almost amazed at his old friend's brashness, as he smiles before retrieving his shotgun before exiting the cruiser. Both of the men take deep breaths of the frigid air as it attacks their lungs. The atmosphere has gotten colder and drier. Snow is on the way, as the clouds slowly cover half of the moon. Spencer looks up and smiles. "It seems your theory might have already been shot down." "How do you mean?" "It's a half moon. Suppose that means our culprit is half naked?" Spencer chuckles to himself. But Kenneth never breaks character. Serious as serious can be. The moon holds no sway over the beast. "Since when?" Spencer asked. "Since forever. The moon has only amplified the power in the rage. It doesn't turn him." "Oh shit, the moon doesn't turn him, what does?" "Thought you were a writer, Spencer." "Yeah, well, I usually don't write about demonic canines." They shut the doors to the car and begin their trek up the drive towards Oliver's house. "So what does?" "Hold the sway." Spencer asks again, interested in the story Kenneth is spinning, even though he doesn't believe it. "Darkness." "The dark? Like the night? Or it can be any dark? Like weapons of a movie theater, or inside a cave?" "Don't be an asshole, Spencer." "Why just the dark?" "'Cause that's where death has always gloomed since the days of Christ. Evil lives in the shadows. That's why you can never see it coming." Well, that's certainly a new one. So let me get this right. You thought, specifically, 3 days of the month, a man turned into a monster? "Yeah. Give or take a day or two. What the hell do you want from me? Stories and movies are my source." "Don't be so damn stupid. Movies don't tell the truth. They don't even know the truth. Lycanthropy isn't vaginal bleeding, Spencer. There's a reason it's considered a curse. Every night turning from man to more." The cold air is fighting its way deeper within Spencer's jacket and down his chest. He's only 2 feet from the wood line, and the thought of someone or something reaching out and pulling him back in weighs heavily on his mind. Suddenly, all the stories he heard from a young age come rushing back, flooding his brain with ridiculous notions and made-up tales. Paranoia. Kenneth continues. Rage is a trigger as well. But it has to be a deep rage, like something, a memory you carry all the time. The anxiety, that works too. Is that it? And sex. Getting overly aroused. The longer you hold something in, the worse. Well, I guess there goes my plan of fucking it back into a human. Spencer laughs to himself. He's doing everything to act like he's not fearful of the dark. Something that Kenneth can't see. You can relax, Spencer. I know your humor is a defense. We're upwind. Even if it is here, I won't smell us yet. Yeah, if you say so. Kenneth smiles, knowing he's getting to Spencer when a sharp pain lays pressure on his head. The officer has no choice but to stop and close his eyes as he rubs his temples. "You good, man?" Spencer asks, seeing his companion in pain. "You still getting those headaches?" "No. The cold air just gets to me." Drool pours from the corner of Kenneth's mouth. "Dude, you gonna hurl?" "What?" The deputy asks, wiping the spit away. "No. No, it's this fucking wisdom tooth. I'm getting it taken out next week." "You're all kinds of messed up, aren't you?" Spencer stares at Kenneth for a moment. Kenneth stares back. "Listen, I know this isn't the time or place, but I miss being buds." "Buds?" Again, buds hang out to watch football, go for a beer, play some ball on our days off, or talk about movies, music, or stupid shit we did as kids that we still do as adults. But they don't fuck each other's women. I've apologized. And I never accepted it. "No, Spence, I've apologized to God." "Well, then I guess it sucks that I don't accept him either." "It's too bad. It's pretty funny, you know, seeing that you found religion. Especially knowing who you really are. Things change. A lot of things have changed since then. I'd say so. But look at us now. Investigating a death and looking for a monster. We used to do that shit when we were kids." "Yeah, you're right, Ken. Look at us now. Two assholes looking for a wolf man." Spencer hasn't cried or shed a tear for Oliver. Not yet. He's been so angry at everything at all times, he's convinced himself he feels nothing. His eyes get blurry from the water forming in the corner as he stands in front of Oliver's home, a home he has visited many times before. The tire tracks from the crash on the tree that looks barely touched. Hundreds of years in one spot, it'll be damned if an overly priced SUV is going to uproot it. A couple of missing pieces of bark. It'd be hard to tell what horrors it had witnessed. "This is where my brother died," Spencer says to himself, hoping that by confronting the tragedy, it'd be easier on his psyche and feelings. "It's sad," Kenneth chimes. "We both know Willow's House isn't where he wanted things to end. What was it Ollie always said? Under blue skies and sandy beach, or way up high where the mountains reach," Spencer recites in a somber tone. "Yeah, it's catchy. Ollie always loved nature." Spencer walks over to the tree and can see the claw marks driven in deep. Legendary movie monster or hungry bear. Doesn't matter if a creature could cut through frozen wood this easily. Oliver never truly stood a chance. Something Spencer understands now. "Was it bad?" Spencer asks. "I can tell you right now, Spence, you don't want to know. Just say there's a reason it was closed casket." Ken can see the pain in Spencer's eyes. That isn't all. There's intrigue. Beguilement. What could be fact or fiction, wolf or bear, fantasy versus reality. Spencer would spend all night there pondering on what happened, who committed the unspeakable act. Instead, what did it? He snaps back to reality when creaking of trees and the dense lumber echoes through the dark, coming from the steps leading up to the front door of his brother's home. And that door is wide open, swaying back and forth in the slight breeze. "Ken, someone inside?" "Yes." "Shouldn't be," answers Kenneth, who pushes his jacket back and retrieves his Glock. "Do me a favor and stay here." "Dude, you don't quit, do you?" "What now?" "Bring me out here. Where was my brother dying? Now coincidentally this? This shit isn't funny anymore, Ken." Kenneth turns, his eyes steady and focused, his face stern. Serious. "If I were you, I wouldn't talk too loud. Here, take this." Ken hands Spencer the shotgun. The deputy makes his way to the stairs, slowly taking one step after another until he walks to the front door. He flicks on his flashlight, aims his gun, and disappears inside. The light cast shadows on the walls through the window. Now Spencer is alone. And truthfully, he's freaking out. Even with the gun, he's never been much of a shot. The air slithers through his clothing as the eeriness raises the hair on the back of his neck and arms. A speck of snow drops on his nose, followed by another and another. Fan-fucking-tastic, he whispers. Dickhead really has me believing in fucking werewolves. Jackass. He's more embarrassed that he believes it rather than Kenneth's theory. Funny what fear will do to you when you're standing out in the open dark. Visibility less than 3 feet all directions open for an attack, and alone with the notion that boogeymen exist. He's seen the movies, read the books, and heard the tales. Who really knows what a werewolf would look like? Act like, sound like when it's gnawing on your bones. A moment or two passes before he decides it'd be for the best if he were with the only man within miles who knows how to use a firearm properly. Slowly, he heads to the stairs, walking up sideways to get a decent peripheral on what might come running from the darkness. He makes his way to the door, lifts the gun, and heads inside. Power is in the numbers. 2 guns are better than 1. The place is immaculately clean, from what he can tell by just the minimal lighting. Always and ever spotless and arranged. Oliver wasn't OCD, he was just anal and with a predetermined notion of how he imagined an adult should keep his belongings. Neat freak in a manner. DVDs and Blu-rays all stacked in alphabetical order. 1 calendar per wall, appointments written down months in advance. Floors swept and vacuumed religiously. Dishes are washed and dried, even the toilet paper stacked in crisscross patterns in the cabinet above the toilet. Spencer smirks, remembering how angry his younger brother would get if one thing were out of place. Ollie was a general who controlled everything in his home to feel like he had the total power of his choices. Growing up with a commanding father who would never let him get a word in edgewise, it's understandable. Where the hell is Ken? Spencer asked himself. Truthfully, he's too scared to go looking around. Too frightened to even move. When children get afraid, they stand frozen in dread. They feel if they stay still, the monsters can't see them in the same way if they cover themselves up in a blanket, the monsters under their bed couldn't grab them while they slept. And right now, that's why Spencer won't move. Better safe than sorry. If werewolves exist, then Child's theory may hold truth. He closed his eyes in amazement of how much of a coward he's being, but something had killed his brother right outside. He slowly opens them, ready to turn the lights on. The switch is only a couple feet away on the wall. No time at all. There's a silhouette of a man standing across the room. Not moving, just watching. Breathing heavily as the chest sucks in air, puffing out the pectorals before releasing heavily. Ken? Spencer says out loud. But there's no answer. Run, you idiot, or shoot. The words shouted in his head. His brain is functioning and his feet do not want to comply. The shadow figure stutter steps towards Spencer, who screams. Damn, man, don't piss your panties, laughs Kenneth. The shadow walks over to the lamp sitting on the side table beside Spencer and turns it on, revealing the look of horror at Spencer's face. Gotcha, didn't I? Oh, the fuck is wrong with you, Ken? Just calm down. Deputy heads to the leather couch, still snickering as he plumps down. He reaches in and retrieves a small dime bag within the inner pocket of his thick coat. Fuck, Ken. Do you not get it? My brother was just killed there not even a week ago. You talk all this bullshit of monsters and werewolves and this shit is amusing to you? Bullshit? I've already said it's not bullshit. That was sincere. Dude, I ought to fucking shoot you. Kenneth opens the bag of white, licks his finger, dips it, and then rubs the substance between his gums. Spencer looks amazed. Are you seriously doing this? What? Is that Coke? No, it's a cup of tea. You're a cop. So? What are you gonna do? Call me on me? You're such a square, man. Kenneth approves of the taste and begins to snort a small amount off the webbing between his left index finger and thumb. You want some? Yes, Spencer. No, thanks, I'm good. Spencer closes the front door and pokes his head around. What was the noise? Oh. Ken takes another hit. Nothing. It's cold, man. The woods are creaking. I just wanted to fool with you. Spencer wants to say something, but it'd be useless. Instead, he turns his back on Kenneth and takes a stroll towards his brother's living room. It's been a long time since he visited his brother last. Never even had a chance to meet Faber yet, officially. We've had FaceTime, but that was it. Something he seriously regrets. He and his brother were always close, as most siblings are. He would have loved to meet the woman who made him a happy man. He comes across an older picture about 10 years of Ollie, himself, and Penelope when they were still dating. Not too far off from when she slept with Kenneth. Which reminds him. How could you do it? Spencer says aloud. Relax, man, it was just the rib. No. Not the door. Penelope. Oh shit, man. You don't want to know. Kenneth sneezes, followed by a low, guttural growl. His eyes flash silver as he holds his head. When his fit is over, Kenneth leans back on the couch, enjoying the high. I need to know. Spencer insists. Why? I'm not planning on seeing you again after tonight. I need to know now. Dude, this isn't gonna be a fun story for you. Spare me the pain, Kenneth. Then spare me the bullshit of your bleeding heart. Fine. Kenneth sits up and clears his throat. I guess I just wanted to. Simple as that, so does she. So you two ruined my fucking life and you call it simple. Penelope Privet was varsity cheerleader in high school. I was a starting linebacker of the state. Everyone wanted her, you know. They wanted me too. I remember when you first told me you had a thing for her. Man, I was pissed. I wanted her first, but I felt some idiotic allegiance towards you and did nothing. Loyalty is not idiotic, you prick. Oh, it can be. I wanted to fuck Penelope, man. Popularity requires attention. High school's fucked. So there you go. I did. And let us not forget, she wanted me too. One time before you two were married. So, what, you just couldn't let me win? You already had a girl. Yeah, Sarah. I remember. I was there. Can I say, man, Penelope's just one of those girls you cheat on with. She was hotter. I can't say I'm surprised to see that you peaked in high school. I'm still young. Still got a couple of surprises left in me. So, in a nutshell, you fucked my fiancée because you were jealous? Yeah, pretty much. You have to be joking. Tell me you're fucking joking, man. Tell me. Joke. It's more than some stupid-ass teenage angst. You know me better than that. Why would I lie? Kenneth shrugs it off. I'm an asshole. I'm selfish. Sorry. Whether we were friends or not was irrelevant. She still would have found me. You want to hit me? Take a shot. I deserve it. Kenneth offers as he turns his head and winks. But only the first one is free, Spencer. The second isn't gonna cost you. I'd rather just fucking shoot you. Why'd you really bring me out here? 'Cause I missed you, man. Truly. Enough with your lies. So let me finish. I'm tired of acting guilty. It was just sex, man. She loved you, not me. The plan was that I was gonna lay some pipe and hit the bricks. In our bed, Kenneth. So what? Here, look at it in my perspective. I just fucked your soon-to-be wife. Figure sharing her in your bed wasn't gonna be the worst of that equation. Oh God, I can't believe I really shouldn't have asked. You've always been a piece of shit. That's fair. I just don't care anymore. Answer me honestly, you've no idea who or what killed Oliver, do you? I do. No one else does. What? The secret? The High Deputy points to his head. It's right in here. Then just tell me so I can leave. That's not gonna work. I'd rather just show you. Kenneth stands up and removes his jacket, followed by his shirt and revealing his naked, though extremely hairy chest. He loosens his belt buckle, removing his gun and then his pants. Oh, the real reason you are here is that I have been feeling guilty of screwing Penelope all those years back. Honest. We were best friends and you didn't deserve that, but I need to get past it. It's weighed on me for a while. I wanted your forgiveness, but that doesn't really seem to matter anymore. All that matters is moving forward, and I can't do that until I get over my past and the shit I hang on to. In a matter of seconds, he stands in front of a confused Spencer in nothing but his underwear. Do you have no decency left? Spencer asks. No. The revealing friend looks down in a moment of disgust, even if it only lasts for a brief moment. I don't recall where it went wrong, but it did. Or how it really happened. It's really all a blur. Spencer misreads the situation. You just said where it went wrong. No, this isn't about Penelope anymore, Spence. It's about something greater. About the time I received the call about a possible domestic disturbance, but when I got there, it was a different story. She was in its hands, and it was ripping her apart. What was? Well, I guess it used to be your husband. I don't know how he got it, and he's dead now anyway, so I'll never know for sure. Spencer's confused, his arms raised. The hell are you talking about, man? I'm done fighting him. It's always been so much easier letting him come out and run free anyhow. And truthfully, it's what we both want. Kenneth, I killed Ollie, Spence. It was me. It wasn't personal. The memories were just too much for the beast to simply ignore the Montfords any longer. In fact, I killed a lot of people actually, and I've only had it for a couple months. Now I'm gonna kill you. Not because I hate you, but because I have to, you understand? I've always felt bad about what I've done to you and what I want you to know, being able to tell you my secret. It's helped a lot. Kenneth smiles, revealing pearly white canines. You can run. I'd get you. You could fight back and I'd overpower you. You could shoot. If the gun you're holding had any bullets. Dick move, I know, I'm sorry. Spencer lifts the shotgun he's holding and opens the barrel to see no ammo. By the time he looks back at Kenneth with more questions, first thing he notices is the bloodied gums and his eyes watered with tears. The deputy's spine viciously and suddenly cracks and contorts as he falls to his knees, grunting in pain as he looks up at Spencer. Insatiable lust in his eyes gloss over to a silver film, and the drool pours from his mouth as if he's on the verge of vomiting.
I'm so sorry, Spencer.
Kenneth says, his voice growing hoarse as his throat expands wider. Spencer's heart is pounding. He doesn't know what to do except turn around, open the deck doors, and runs off with nowhere to go except into the woods. Oh, it's behind me. Fuck, it's fast. The heavy thuds of his paws pound harder and harder into the ground, getting closer and closer. It's a train of murderous rage, and it's targeting Spencer. Not stopping, never stopping, until it has Spencer's flesh in its jaws. And there's a trail that leads from Ollie's house about a quarter-mile away through the woods that comes to the shore of Wicken Lake. He's not too familiar with the path, he's only been down here once before, and it's no help with the increasing snowfall, which is making it hard to find the trail as is. Spencer's confident he's not even on the path anymore. He's just running straight, any direction as long as it's away from the thundering monstrosity chasing behind him. He's too scared to turn around and fear that it's on his heels. For now, he's going to pretend it's chomping at his ass, to use that fear to muster up every bit of stamina and adrenaline to run harder as if his life depends on it. Which is good, because it certainly does. His feet are moving faster than his legs can carry him as he trips over himself. He falls forward and crashes through bushes, landing on the snow-covered sand, making it to Wicken Lake, aptly named after the legend of Willow. It's amazing. He had forgotten all about that little witch most of his adult life. Yet within a matter of 30 minutes, he can't escape her story. He's made great time, too. Quarter mile in just about a minute, which is exceptional for a man who never exercises. Astounding what someone is capable of when they know they're about to die. He's fit in a respect, but it's from being a picky, though healthy eater, not from being a marathon sprinter. As he leans over to catch his breath, he looks up at the moon. She's hungrier and angrier than he's ever seen, as it fights to be let out from behind the clouds. Between Spencer and the thing chasing him, she wants to be witness to the spectacle. A piercing, humanized howl bursts from the tree line behind him. The running is stopped, it's eerily quiet, only because the beast is standing right behind a stunned and frozen Spencer. Even at 6 foot 2 inches tall, the beast trumps over the man by at least a foot, maybe a foot and a half. Spencer can't control his breathing as he slowly turns around and looks up at this behemoth. Its eyes have that familiar silver sheen, creating the effect of 2 large silver dollars. Even the slightest of light that splits through the darkness reflects off the iris, allowing this monster to see in total blackness. The massive muscular arms reach half its body length, able to flawlessly go from running on 2 legs to 4 without a hitch. Black fur covers the entirety of its body, only except for the chest, pre-sternum, or the human's male muscle anatomy and face where the hair is sparse. Just enough to showcase the tightened skin, for enough of the bridge of the nose and lips to be recognized as Kenneth's. Everything else is almost unrecognizable. The bottom jaw is protruded with 4 sharp canine teeth pointing upwards from the beast's lower jaw, creating a ferocious underbite, and 2 smaller ones pointing down from his top jaw. Though the top half of the beast's body resembles a man's, the bottom half is almost entirely animal. Hind legs of a wolf, buttocks, upper thigh, stifle joints down to the hock, rear pastern, and hind feet. It's all anyone can do but stop and stare at this marvel of nature. Well, more unnatural than natural. The beast takes 1 step towards Spencer, who backs up 1 foot. The massive weight of the creature sinks into the frozen ground. It's absolutely magnificent. No fucking way. Spencer yells, just saying enough as the beast lunges to attack. Spencer manages to duck just enough to avoid the gaping jaws of death, but the werewolf is able to grasp a chunk of skin between his 6-inch talons, pulling Spencer with him and catapulting him onto the frozen lake. The man lands with a thud, sliding across the crackling sheet of ice. His shoulder and upper back ripped open as quickly as pulling the wings off of a fly. The werewolf gains its ground and growls in frustration. This excitement causes it to miss Spencer. He turns to see the beast walking onto the ice. Oh shit, it's too heavy. Oh, we're both gonna die. Spencer's first thought. The ice moans as the cracks become more frequent and more visible as spiderweb designs spread throughout the frail iced water. Stop! Spencer pleads, and the beast does stop about 12 feet from him, crouching down on all 4s, gathering the force from its hind legs, and leaps again. Spencer tries moving, but between the ice and his injuries, he can barely escape. The beast lands heavily onto the ice next to him, and as expected, the weight is too severe as it breaks through, creating enough force to knock Spencer away to safety. It roars out of fear. Even being more beast than man, the creature is smart enough to understand the predicament. The hunger and promise of destruction were too intense. It cannot help itself, and now it's going to pay for being ignorant. To somehow imagine Kenneth was in there explains a lot too. He was so caught up in passion and neglected everything that made the beast so dangerous, so efficient. The water current tugs and pulls, inviting the beast to go under one more time and travel its icy grave for miles. The piercing temperature proves too great to fight off as the beast submerges underneath the freezing waters. Spencer can't control his breathing anymore as he hyperventilates before passing out due to the pain and panic. Before he does, he can hear the beast hammering from underneath the ice as it tries once more to survive. But it's all for nothing. It ends. Spencer looks up towards the moon once more. It shines down in disappointment before the snow covers his eyes, as if it were a shroud to hide him from her true intentions.